Welcome to the D'Amelio Huskies podcast, where we are deep diving into the world of name, image, and likeness, giving athletes a platform to share their unique journeys and stories. I'm your host, Mackenzie Fitzpatrick, former UConn student athlete and current associate director for the D'Amelio Huskies Collective, and I'll be sitting down with current and former student athletes, influencers, industry professionals, and alumni to talk all things NIL, how they're navigating this new space, building their brands, and taking control of their futures both on and off the field. Today, we are talking with Chloe Landers, a senior on the UConn women's soccer team. Chloe is from Glastonbury, Connecticut, and was one of the first D'Amelio Huskies athletes. I'm so excited for Chloe to share her perspective on name, image, and likeness and how it has shaped her career. Welcome to the podcast, Chloe.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. So first, can you just kind of introduce yourself and, give some of your background?
My name's Chloe. I'm from Glastonbury, Connecticut. I'm a fifth year here at UConn right now, which is crazy to even say. I'm on the women's soccer team, and I'm in my last semester of college right now.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, sad, but,
It's so fun.
Yeah.
What first got you into soccer?
I have to give credit to my dad. I think he was the one to kind of, push me into the sport when I was, 3. And my grandfather as well. He's a big soccer guy in town. So that was where it all started. And little.
I was gonna say, what age did you start playing soccer?
Yeah, 3. I think
my
3,
gosh.
5. Whenever you could walk, they just throw the soccer ball in front of you. But yeah, pretty young. So it's been a really long time.
Did you play any other sports or just soccer?
Tried out lacrosse. I hated it because of mouth guard. I literally couldn't do it. And then I also did basketball. I did dance for a little bit too when I was younger, and it was ballet. And my mom always tells the story I ran out crying, so I never went back. So she never put me back in there. I did gymnastics for a little bit.
I could see you as a gymnast.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I wish I stuck with it.
Yeah.
But here we are.
When did you start focusing on soccer mostly?
I remember it was really my freshman year of high school because you had to pick between playing basketball in the winter or doing club soccer. And club soccer, that's when it got legit. So you couldn't really do another sport.
Right.
You literally had to do soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the moment where I was like, yeah, we're gonna go all in, see where it takes me.
When did you choose to go to UConn?
Oh God. So that rule wasn't in place where you have to be
a junior. Yeah,
so
same for me.
I committed my January of my sophomore year of high school. So it was pretty early.
Yeah.
But everyone talks about that moment where you just know. And that's what I had when I came, and Mags walked me around campus.
Yeah.
I was actually sick that day, but I was like, this is where I need to be, but I also need to go lay down right
Yeah.
now. But yeah, and I honestly had no idea how close it was to my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so Glastonbury, how far is that from here?
It's a 40-minute drive.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really not that far.
Were you looking at any schools outside of Connecticut?
Yes, my furthest was probably in California, but that was also in my era of
I want to go so far. Everyone says that. Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was, realistically, I was never going to end up anywhere far. I'm such a homebody, but I'm glad I chose here.
Yeah.
It's been great.
And you've been here for 5 years.
I know, I feel so old.
What made you want to stay for a 5th year?
How could you not?
Yeah.
I had the greatest 4 years of my life. Why not take one more? So, I'm sad it's not the full year because it's over in December, but that was literally what I was thinking.
And was this 5th year because of COVID?
Yeah, it was COVID.
What year was your COVID year? Freshman year?
Yeah, freshman year.
Wow. So what was that like?
Terrible.
Yeah, that was my sophomore
year. We were
year.
in quarantine for 6 weeks. So I was in that one dorm.
Garrigus.
Yes.
Oh my God, me too.
Yes. You were in quarantine for 6 weeks, and you had to take your dinner back and eat at your desk. Yeah.
Yeah. So for context for the listeners, that COVID year, was that fall of 2020?
Yes.
Yeah. They put pretty much all the athletes in Garrigus on campus, which was such a disaster. And then there was a COVID outbreak, and we all had to quarantine for another 2 weeks. So it was a month total. We were in quarantine.
But then we had asbestos.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So then the whole floor was shut down for a little bit, and that. Yeah, no, it was.
That was a crazy year.
Yeah, there was so many things that happened. It was I think I went through my first breakup that year. So yeah, it was.
So it was a bad year.
Yeah, it was not.
And I remember that was just a strange year too, because we weren't allowed to socialize with other sports.
No,
we were just.
But that was the time too, because all the sports were
in the same dorm.
So I want to go meet everyone.
I know.
But you literally couldn't.
You literally weren't allowed to.
And then our practices were, you had to practice in a pod of your roommate.
Yes, we did the same thing, and you had to wear a mask.
Yeah.
When you practice.
Outside. Oh God.
Oh my God, running with the mask on.
ran.
And my face would just be like sweating and breakouts
everywhere
all around the
Yeah,
mask.
so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, the only masks we wore were the ones that they gave us, that thin like UConn.
Oh my gosh,
Like the navy with
and then
the
you had to
logo.
like wash it all the time because it got like sweaty from working out.
You'd literally be running. Like,
yeah, I remember.
We didn't play, so we ran and did. I think we did lifts.
That's okay. So that's why you got. So that whole year you guys didn't play.
We played, I think, 5 games in the spring, but I'm not.
That's right.
I don't think they like counted.
Yeah. No, yeah, because that makes sense, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I'm still here.
Right. That's why you're still here, and I'm so glad you're still here.
I know. This is crazy.
Yeah, and then we kind of met so that would have been, it was my senior year.
Let's backtrack. You
what?
were the girl on campus. Everyone, like, everyone knew Mackenzie Fitzpatrick.
What?
Like, who is this? Like,
Stop it.
So, yeah. And then I was like, okay.
I didn't know that.
And then junior year was when you were like.
And it was my senior year.
Do you want to go to LA? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to go one day.
Well,
like, no.
Okay, more context. I already kind of knew you, though, from Championship Labs.
Right.
Yes.
I forgot
Yes.
Wait, I totally forgot that you did that.
Yeah, so that was my senior year, your junior year. And we met like a couple of times because you were like, I want to start getting into NIL, but I don't know how. And you're so bubbly and like so fun to be around. Oh my God. So I was like, she's perfect. But it was like the end of my senior year. So I was like graduating and like figuring out what I was doing post-grad. And then, so wait, now I don't fully remember. Did you get into the collective before I was hired, or
no? You are you.
Oh,
that is you.
Remember? Okay, I remember I got hired. Like I was still like a student. It was like a week or so before graduation. I was
gonna say like in May, literally.
It was May, yeah. So it was before graduation, and I got hired. And one of the first thing Mark said was he has the D'Amelio Footwear launch party out in Los Angeles. He was like, I want to bring athletes out. Like, who would be good? And I said Amari, and Amari came, AZ, of course, Donovan, Victor, and I was like, trust me? I was like, trust me, Chloe. And he was like, Chloe, like, who's Chloe? And I was like, she's on the women's soccer team, like, add her in the collective, like, trust me. So he was like, all right, whatever. So trusted me. And then I remember we went to LA, and at the party, it was like the day after, he was like, Mackenzie, like, you were right. Like, Chloe's awesome. She was smiling the whole time.
I think literally I sat there like,
yeah.
The whole time.
Your cheeks were frozen.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that was so funny.
It was really fun.
So a little bit back about the application that I did. My dad was like, sent it to me on Twitter. I was like, Dad, stop. Like,
I remember that.
There's no way. Like, just stop. Like, that's so weird. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, sure, I'll apply.
Like, apply to the collective?
Yeah. I was like, no, that's not going to be me. Like, whatever. And then literally, I think it was a week later, and it was like, you just called me. And I picked up the phone. I'm like, Dad, I'm going to LA. Like,
oh my gosh. And then we didn't we FaceTime your dad in? Like, we did a 3-way call.
I think in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because your dad, like, did not believe it. And I was like, no, trust me. Like, we're taking her to LA. We're going to pay for her flights, pay for her hotel. She's going to get paid to be there. We're going to go to a red carpet. Yeah, that was crazy. I also did that with Amari and AZ as well. Because I was just like, what do you mean you're going to pay for our flights, pay for our hotel?
It was like the first time anything...
Was that your first NIL deal as well, going out there? I don't remember.
I think Hallie Hair came before that.
Hallie Hair. Talk to me about Hallie Hair. What's Hallie Hair?
So it was they came out with like their temporary hair dye.
Okay.
And it's like, looks like a mascara brush in a little tube, and you just like put it through your hair.
I remember your TikTok.
So I did a TikTok and like sent them a few photos of my hair. I think I did like blue for UConn and then pink.
Did you get paid for that?
Yeah. Okay, I think that was like my first ever like
getting paid to do something. I remember
Mac and I were literally like, should we do it? Like, what is this? Like, what is on Open Doors? Like, you just hit apply.
Oh my god.
So that was our first one. We did it together. I remember.
So you found that on Open Doors.
Okay. Yeah, we did. And then when you came into the picture, it was kind of like, this is what's going on, Chloe. Like, this is like, that's good. Like, keep going. Like, advocate for yourself. So I think that's when it kind of started. But Hallie Hair did come very early on. I can't forget it because it was like the first. It
was the first thing you ever did. No, you'll never forget the first deal that you did.
No. And then I think ever since the trip to LA, that's when like the NIL journey kind of came about for me.
And that was the goal. So I'm glad it worked.
And we're still climbing, last semester. Of course. But, so that was kind of the start of it for me.
Yeah. So then let's talk more about the LA trip. Like, tell everyone about it for everyone that doesn't know about the LA trip.
I mean, just to literally be there, like with Amari, AZ, I was just like, oh my like, because we had the footwear launch, so it was like all these like even like bigger people in life.
Who did you meet? Tell the people who you met.
Oh my God, like
There was a
literally
lot.
everyone.
You were freaking out.
Markel was probably my favorite.
Yeah, same.
Because we went to Starbucks the next day.
Yeah.
He was like, "What do you want?" Like,
Such a nice person.
oh my God, he's the best. I still follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I found this woman on TikTok, Brooke Ashley Hall.
Yeah,
Like,
I
and
didn't know who she
there.
was until you showed me
I
her
was like,
at the party.
Oh my God, she's standing right there. Like, watch all of her videos. Like,
she was so nice.
Oh my God, we took a photo. She still.
I took that photo.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh. I mean,
Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my God, I literally was like, again, sitting there like.
Yeah,
I see
your face. With that face,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah. But honestly, that whole time I was just trying to take it all in because there were so many people there. But even like getting ready, like obviously you were there and we were all getting ready, and I was still like, oh my God, I'm like with Mackenzie and like AZ's right there. Like Donna and Clean just walked in. I was like,
oh, I forgot about that.
Like, then, you know, like it was cool just to be there and then to show up at the event. I was like, wow, okay.
It was so fun though.
Oh my God, I had the best time.
Yeah, and like Mark like took care of us. Like
oh my God.
And car service. They were so sweet. Yeah. So nice.
And the TikTok we made, like
you with Heidi and with and with Mark.
Big deal.
Did you make one with Mark or was it with Heidi?
No, it was Heidi. We did like a dancing one. I was like, here I am trying to keep up with someone who's literally on Dancing with the Stars. I have no rhythm, no movement, but it's okay.
It was so fun though.
They're honestly the nicest people ever. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
We went to the Grove.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That's where I bought
your dress. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I don't like this. Because I brought like a black.
Yeah. We went to Sephora and we got makeup.
Yes. I was like, I have no idea what I'm
Don't know what we're doing.
Because I went to Hawaii. So I flew into LA from Hawaii and I was peeling.
Oh, that's right. And you were like, Mackenzie, what do I do? And oh my gosh. No, but that trip was so much fun.
Yeah.
We went to the office. Oh, and we did a little photo shoot.
That was really cool. Like, again.
Markel creative directed the photo shoot with you and Amari.
That guy is awesome. Like he just
it was great.
I was so relaxed because of him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, do this, girl. You got it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. That was so fun though.
Yeah, that was awesome. Their office is so cool too.
Yeah. And then we flew home.
Yeah,
and
sad.
Yeah. And then we just kept going and we kept growing as a collective. But what after that trip, what did you kind of take from it and how did you like continue to grow your social media from that?
I think that was the first time that you and I really had a conversation, and even Mark too. It was like, what is your goal for social media? And I was like,
don't know.
I don't know. Like, post the stuff that I do every day kind of thing. And that was the moment where I was just kind of like, okay, do I have to have a goal? Like, what does that even mean? But I don't know. I guess that really just changed my whole outlook on like, what the hell this NIL thing is. Like, what even is it? Like, what do you have to do? Like, what does it require? So I just feel like it honestly opened up a lot of doors into like what came after that too. And just, I think for other people not even in the collective, I think a bunch of schools can look at, you know, what we do here is like sick. Like it's awesome. It helps a ton of people and athletes specifically, obviously. But I feel like it just inspires a lot of other people to just do more in the world of NIL for the athletes. So, I mean, when he was like, your goal for social media, I was like,
didn't even know you had a goal. Like, you didn't even know what
does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But I think that's what's good too, is like to have someone kind of like encouraging you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because
and see what's possible, like him and his family.
Because I could tell you, like, still some things, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how it looks for.
Yeah, but then you just ask me.
Exactly. So I'm like, Mackenzie, what is this?
You're like, can you read this contract? It's like, is this a scam? I'm like, no, it's not a scam.
Literally. No, honestly, I'm like, do I just sign it or do I have to read it?
Like, no, send it to me. Yeah. I'll read it. Yeah, literally. And we'll handle it. Yeah. But so what do you think has been a challenge with NIL?
I would say, like, just to speak very frankly, like, obviously you're making money and that's like a goal because like, when do I have time to really have a full-time job to sustain like life? So I think, you know, you have to choose like what pertains to you the most. Like for me, I don't want to do anything that, so there was one, I'll never forget it. There was like this coffee place that was running and it was like a mental health thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I love that. Like, that's such a great message, like on the coffee cups or whatever, but I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
So like, then I was like, why am I going to apply to this? Whatever. It was like a lot. I don't even remember the total, but I was like, wow, like that would be great. I'm like, why am I even going to apply to that? I don't even drink coffee. So I'm going to sit here and like post on my Instagram. Like, go get your coffee cup. And then most people in my world know I don't drink coffee. So like, what?
Right.
Like what, you know?
Yeah,
so
it doesn't align with your personal brand.
Yeah. But I think just keeping like, and doing things that you actually do every day or like believe in. Cause I remember you texted me, you're like, name like 10 things that you use every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And then you were like, now, like, you go out in life and you try to figure out like how to align with these things or whatever,
Yeah.
these items.
Post about it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the best way to go about it, because I'm not going to sit here and promote something like I don't. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't. So I think that's been the biggest challenge, is like navigating, not even what's worth it, but like what do I do that's
Right.
like.
No, it's literally like figuring out what your personal brand is.
Yeah.
Because I'll have so many athletes like you at first that are just like,
Still,
I
kind of.
want to do brand deals. So I'm like, okay, that's a good start.
Now what?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
now what do you actually use every day? Okay, I use moisturizer. What brand moisturizer? You know, and like
Yeah.
what,
No, seriously.
and then from there, it's like what causes are important to you, like all
Yeah.
those things. Like you did Movember, right? Yeah.
I thought that was like the coolest thing ever, because
Yeah. Give context. What did you do?
so it was just a video that I made for the men's mental health in November, so aka Movember. And I don't think it's talked about enough, honestly.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
mental health has become like a big thing in the last couple of years for me, at least in my world. And just like how to navigate everyday life and what mental health is. Like, I feel like some people don't even know still. Like,
No.
it's still growing. So then I was like, this is awesome. And like, I'd love to be someone to start that conversation. And that's why I even like agreed to do the video,
Yeah.
because I get it. It's men's mental health and I'm a woman.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, I think everyone can speak on like anyone growing into their mental health. So that was
No,
like,
definitely.
this is so cool. Yes, sign me up. This is awesome.
Yeah.
But that was a real, God, it's November too.
Yeah. So that's what made me think of it. Just
Yeah.
because like, you know, we talk about brands that you already like and brands that you want to work with.
Yeah.
And then you also want to think about causes that you're passionate about and how can you know, work with them on your social media and things like
and
that.
I think that video reached a lot of people.
It did.
Yeah.
It had a lot of engagements.
Wow.
Yeah. It had tons of engagements.
But then that's when I start to see like, okay, you could actually start to make an impact, or just be a face to someone that's like, oh, like this woman was talking about, you know, me as a male watching that video. Like, okay.
Yeah, well, and just being a student athlete in general just
Yeah.
automatically kind of gives you a platform, and you're someone that like younger kids look up to.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But yeah.
So what, with your social media, what are you posting right now? What's your favorite thing to post?
Let's talk about it. I'm a little bit of a lull right now on Instagram. I can't lie.
Well, you're in season.
Yeah, so it's tough. And like, I really am into the photo dumps. I think that's so fun. But I post those on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because TikTok kind of blew up for me a little bit.
Yeah.
We did like the mile time video.
That
Like,
was
I guess
awesome.
people love that.
Was that posted on ESPN or Sports Center?
They asked that.
ESPN?
They asked to take
That's
that.
sick.
Like, oh my God, yeah.
That's sick. How many views did that get?
I think over 1 million. Wow. Yeah.
That's
it was
crazy.
like the first time I was like, oh, damn.
What was the video? Just for the
it was
people?
like, hi, I'm Chloe. I think I'm going to run a 7:30. And then it was a cut to a clip of me after, and it was like, hi, I'm Chloe. I ran a
Yeah,
15,
that was a
like,
big
whatever it
trend.
was. Yeah. But right now, I guess the photo dumps with like I don't know, those are fun for me. And I see yours all the time. I'm like, yes, that's so cool. Like, I love that.
It's fun.
I did like a day in the, like a little videos during the day. I don't know. I mean, it's.
Well, and I think I try to tell you this too, but people, like athletes in general, don't realize how interesting their day in the lives are, because we, like when I was an athlete too, like we live it every day. So to us, it's just our routine.
Yeah.
But you don't realize how interesting it is for everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, okay, well, I don't even think.
Yeah. Oh, going to treatment. I'm going to treatment. Get my ankle tape. Yeah. But like, it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
And it's really
and
interesting.
I love watching other people. So
like, and that's another thing.
I
It's
sit
like
here and watch
you want to create content that you enjoy watching, like from other people.
And that relates to the whole like doing stuff for your personal.
Yes, your personal brand. Yes, we're getting there. Yes. But what has been like your favorite video recently that you've posted?
Oh boy, I think my funnest one.
Yeah,
that's a word. I think that's the word.
Most fun.
Was like I did one of the like the photos of, and it's just fun to post like both in soccer and outside of soccer, because like practice takes up your day, but you're also like making a cool dinner. My thing is green juice, and everyone laughs at me for it. So
wait, really? You make green juice?
Yes.
I don't think I saw this video.
Every week, and it's so.
What are the ingredients? Tell us.
Oh boy, it's celery, cucumber, lemon, ginger, apple, sometimes a little pineapple,
little sweetness.
Yeah. I think that's like I think that's it.
Yum.
Yeah, so I try to drink it every morning, like
a
mason jar's worth, half of it.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, oh, calling her freaking green juice again. But I love like posting that in the thing. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
You should make a TikTok like making your green juice.
Yeah,
Hello.
maybe I'll try that.
Yes.
I know,
Duh. Like that's interesting.
I know, but it's so funny because I don't really know. Again, that's a whole challenge. Like, oh, how
Yeah.
do you know like people are gonna enjoy that? But
Right.
you just have to post.
You
Like
just have to
I say.
post,
Just
see
do
what
it.
sticks.
Yeah.
And then you also recently did a brand deal with Savage X Fenty.
Oh my God.
How's
Let me tell
that?
you.
Because that's crazy. I saw that. I texted you.
No, that was again on Open Doors, which is kind of like, it's kind of like taking a chance, and you just kind of fill out the applications that they send along with that. So again, Mac and I, my little partner in crime with NIL stuff,
I love it.
we both did it, and we were just like, let's just try. Like, why not? Like, we love
Why
them,
not?
so like, let's do it. And we're both into their makeup too. So I was like, okay, now they came out with like a clothing wear, loungewear. Yes, please. So that was really cool, and that was something that, again, like when I got the sweat set, I was like, oh my God, this is like the most comfortable thing ever.
No,
Like,
it's really
honestly.
comfortable.
So it's just, I don't know, that was another satisfying moment because you're like, okay, I actually love this. So
And you're getting paid to create content about it. Like
easy.
that's the
Hello,
dream.
like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really cool. And when they, you chat back and forth, and I was like, oh my God, they want me to do this. Like,
Of course they do.
I know,
And that's why I've tried telling you, of
I know.
course.
It's hard to sometimes realize like your
No, it
impact.
is. Yeah. And I think
awesome.
like something that's just so cool too is like you're not doing this like for a cash grab in a sense. Like you said, it has to align with your personal brand. But
For
I
sure.
think like a big misconception is like, oh, you get this NIL money and you're like buying a designer bag or a new car. It's like, no. You're like
Groceries for the week.
groceries for the week.
Credit card bill.
Yeah, like Christmas presents. Like
Oh
I
my
remember
God, that's a
last
big
winter
one.
you texted me, you're like, can you help me? Like
Yeah,
I want
I
to try
need
and get some like deals going so I
Yeah.
have money for Christmas presents. Like
Yeah, literally.
that is the realistic side of things.
Yeah, I can't lie. That's
And you
probably it.
work part-time
Yeah, I do.
in the equipment room.
Yeah,
So
so we
which
can-
I did as well
Yeah.
when I was an athlete because
That
people
is
don't
awesome.
realize like, okay, yeah, like we're athletes
Yeah.
and we're at practice all day, but
Mhm.
then we also, still need money to buy our groceries.
Yeah,
Like
literally. Or like a cute vest.
Yeah.
in the fall.
Yeah, a new jacket.
Yeah.
Christmas presents. Like
Yeah, literally. Yeah, no, Christmas is a big. I do remember you saying
coming.
that, like, I need help. So I need help.
Yeah. Okay, we'll work on that.
But yeah, I think the whole like work thing, like
Mhm.
getting back into that, it's like super hard because I want to go to PA school too, like we talked about, and you have to get patient care hours, and like a minimum is 500, and that's my max right now. Like I can't. It's been hard to get those in because even like summers, like I want to spend my time lifting, running, working out, playing for a summer league team. Like those are still priorities for me in the off season, and but also that's my time to vacation or like
Right.
take a second, like hang out with my family. So that's been a huge challenge, I think, too, just in that space. And then applying now, so fingers crossed. that I
Yeah,
get it.
to PA school.
Yeah. Staying local though too, so
Okay.
not too far.
Good to know.
But even just working like so there, I was an aide, or still am, in a physical therapy office with like the best people ever. Again, shout out Carlson Pro Care, they're so awesome.
Little plug.
But they've been great. Like that's probably a good place to be just because they've been so flexible. I'm like, hey, I have a game tonight at 7. Like I
Right.
have to leave at 6.
Yeah.
Like I have
It's
to.
so good to find like
It's
bosses
yeah,
that are
and
flexible.
it's hard, but
It
like
is.
again, shout out Meg,
Yep.
Mackenzie,
Yep.
the best. Like that has
The
been
best.
yeah, and my whole team's like, can you get me a job in there?
No, mine was the
I'm like-
same. They're maxed out.
Yeah, literally. Meg's like, your whole team emails me every day.
Yeah.
Like, can they work in here? I'm like, well, because you're the best person to go work for.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's a good job for an
Yeah,
athlete.
and it's right in there, like
yeah.
right across the hall from
Right.
literally, or down the hall. But yeah, that's been cool. I used to hostess like in high school too. So
Really?
yeah, it's like
I
a
could.
little
You're
side-
probably such a good hostess, though.
No, I was nervous. I
Oh,
was
it's like because you're so like smiley and bubbly. Hi.
that maybe I'm good at, but I don't. Just like seating people and like
Yeah.
pissing off like waitresses if you seat too much. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm sorry.
You're like
but
the
that's
nicest
alright.
person ever.
No, I still feel bad, you know?
What advice do you have to athletes like coming into college? Like a freshman soccer player comes in and says she wants to get in the collective and wants to start getting brand deals. What
Yeah.
advice would you give her?
So it's funny because I literally like tell the sophomores and freshmen on my team, I'm like, oh my God, you guys have so much time and you guys have so much time to grow into this space. take your chance on anything.
Mhm.
Like, again, if it aligns with you, you love it, like, you feel like that you can embody what they want you to,
Mhm.
naturally and organically, do it.
Yeah.
Because there's like, okay, what's the worst thing? You don't hear back.
Right.
Okay, next.
Yeah. Right.
Move on to
Do
the
they ever
next.
ask you like for social media tips or anything like that?
Well, I think Kat came in and she was
Oh,
like,
good.
if you guys want to get verified on Instagram, like, we can go through a whole process to trying to get the athletes
Mhm.
verified. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I have a semester, I don't know if it's for me. And then I turned around and I think it was Brooke on my team. I was like, Brooke, you should totally do that. Brooke and I was like, guys, like 100%, you have 2 years left. Go get a blue check. Like, why
Yeah.
not? And so I don't know. I don't really have anything specific, but I just think you have to post like just you. Like, it has to be about you. And that's not
Mhm.
selfish or self-centered.
Mm-mm.
But if you're posting like for someone else, or like about, not even about, because like a birthday post isn't
Yeah.
about you, but it's just like it has to be from you and what you want to do. I think
Right.
that's the biggest piece on both TikTok and, well, those are my
Yes.
biggest right
You
now.
just need to post and like document what you're doing.
And like, sure, if you feel awkward, like
Right.
setting up your phone, like just think you're on FaceTime.
Right. Yes.
Hey, mom.
No, but that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And, not everyone is going to be comfortable with vlogging and all of those things.
Yeah.
But usually the people who want to start posting and
Mhm.
want to start doing brand deals just kind of like need that push.
Yeah.
In the
I
right
think the
direction.
easiest thing is just like to take a picture of something that you love every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you're like, can post those little photo dumps.
Yes.
Everyone.
That's just how you start.
Yeah. So, I mean, I forget to vlog. Like, I'll just completely
Yeah,
forget.
no, I used to forget too.
I'm like,
so you're like exhausted after practice and you're in the
I
training
want to
room.
lay in bed.
Yeah, literally.
But so I think that's also another like little challenge there. But
yeah, it's remembering to vlog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my memory's so bad.
Looking at the future, what are your
Yes.
future? You talked about PA school, but
Yeah.
like, what are your future goals, future plans last semester?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just enjoying. We made it to playoffs, so
Let's go.
yeah, thank God. Semifinals on Thursday. So I think just enjoying this time, like in the next week, 2 weeks, is huge for me. Because then like soccer's over.
It's crazy. Is it hard to like be present in the moment?
Yes and no, because it's kind of like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. This could be my last practice ever. Like, because you're in the season where you lose, you're done. So you're like, oh my God, am I like, is this it? Is my last time on Maroney? Like, is this my last,
Yeah.
But then like when you get to the games, like you're just like, this is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. So yes and no. Like, you're kind of like, oh my God, thinking about like what's next, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm still applying and stuff, but then it's just like super fun to be at practice with everyone. So some days are harder than others.
Yeah. And then you're graduating this semester?
Yes.
Wow.
It's a little bit weird, but Alana set me up perfect. I graduated in May, degree in allied health science and a minor in Spanish. And then
Which
came
is so
back.
cool.
And then basically I'm doing like a general studies major right now just to finish up prerequisites for PA school. So
very cool. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the D'Amelio Huskies podcast. I hope you enjoyed hearing from our guests and how NIL is transforming the lives of student athletes. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends, and make sure you're following us on all social media platforms at D'Amelio Huskies. Until next time, keep supporting these incredible student athletes and their stories. Check out D'AmelioHuskies.com and find ways to support.